Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2013 D1 cent coin. It's a coin you might see every day, but there's more to it than meets the eye. What makes it valuable? How did it come into existence? And what is its worth in the collector's market today? Stick with us as we explore the 2013 D penny's history, its value, and why it could be worth more than you think. Let's start with the basics. The 2013 D penny is a part of the United States Mint's regular series of 1-cent coins. You're probably familiar with the penny's classic design, which features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, or back side. But the 2013 D penny, like all pennies, is also a small piece of American history that tells us a lot about the country's economy and coinage. First, let's talk about the history of the penny. The 1-cent coin, also known as the penny, was first introduced in 1793. It has undergone many changes in design and material over the years, but one thing that has remained constant is its role as a symbol of American currency. Over time, the penny has featured various designs, from Lady Liberty to the Indian head, and more recently, Abraham Lincoln, starting in 1909. The Lincoln design was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, and it's still used today, over 100 years later. Now let's zoom in on the 2013 D penny. The D mint mark tells us that this coin was minted in Denver, Colorado. In fact, the Denver Mint has been producing coins since 1906 and is one of the most important mints in the United States. The 2013 D penny, like all pennies minted since 1982, is made of copper-plated zinc. This decision was made to cut production costs, as copper prices were rising. However, it wasn't always like this. Early pennies were primarily made from copper, but over time, the composition of the penny has evolved due to the fluctuating cost of metals and the changing demands of the U.S. economy. On the obverse side, we see the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln, facing right. This image has been on the penny since 1909, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. Below Lincoln's portrait, you'll find the words "In God We Trust," a national motto that has appeared on U.S. currency since the Civil War era. We see the Lincoln Memorial, which has been a part of the penny design since 1959. The memorial is an iconic symbol of American unity and the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Above the memorial, the words E pluribus unum are inscribed, which translates to "out of many, one." This phrase reflects the founding principles of the United States. The Lincoln Memorial itself, built in 1922, stands as a tribute to the nation's 16th president. The design on the penny pays homage to this magnificent structure, which continues to be one of the most visited landmarks in the United States. Now you might be wondering, what's the value of the 2013 D penny in today's market? Is it worth more than just 1 cent? Typically, a 2013 D penny will be worth exactly 1 cent, as it's still in circulation, and there's nothing particularly rare about it. But that doesn't mean it's not of interest to collectors. In fact, like all modern coins, the 2013 D penny can sometimes have increased value depending on its condition, rarity, or any unique features, such as mint errors. Some pennies have been known to fetch thousands of dollars due to mistakes made during production. If you're lucky enough to find a rare error coin, like a double die or a misstrike, you could be holding on to something worth a lot more than its face value. A regular, uncirculated 2013 D penny might be worth a little more than 1 cent if it's in pristine condition, such as a coin graded MS-65 or higher by professional numismatists. However, such pennies typically only fetch a few cents more than their face value. On the other hand, if you're lucky enough to find an error coin or one with special characteristics, it could be worth much more. So, what does the future hold for the 2013 D penny? In recent years, there has been a lot of debate over the continued use of the penny. As the cost of producing pennies rises and the value of the coin itself becomes increasingly diminished, there are growing discussions about whether the US should discontinue the penny altogether. In fact, several countries, like Canada, have already eliminated their lowest denomination coins. While the fate of the penny is uncertain, collectors continue to cherish these coins, particularly those from specific years like the 2013 D penny. Whether you're a casual collector or a seasoned numismatist, the 2013 D penny serves as a snapshot of modern American coinage and the changes that have shaped our currency over the years. Let's quickly go over how you can identify rare 2013 D pennies. The key is to look closely at the coin for any minting defects or unusual characteristics. Some examples of valuable errors could include: this happens when the design is stamped onto the coin more than once, causing a noticeable doubling effect, usually in the lettering. These occur when the penny isn't properly aligned during the minting process, creating a coin with part of the design missing. These are cracks that appear on the die used to stamp the coin, which can leave an interesting pattern on the coin itself. If you spot any of these features, make sure to get your coin professionally appraised to determine its value. You never know, your 2013 D penny might just be worth more than you thought. That's all for today's deep dive into the 2013 D penny. While this coin may not be the rarest in the world, it's still a valuable part of American history and coinage. So, the next time you spot one of these pennies, take a closer look. You might just have something more valuable than you think. A close-up of a shiny 2000 1-cent coin spinning slowly on a table. The camera zooms in as the coin gradually comes to a stop. When we think of pennies, we often think of those small, copper-colored coins that are always just a small part of our daily transactions. But today, we're diving into the 2000 1-cent coin, a specific penny that holds some interesting history, potential worth, and differences compared to other pennies from the same year. You might just be sitting on a hidden treasure, so let's explore what makes this penny so special. Ready to discover what sets the 2000 D penny apart? Let's go! So, what exactly is the 2000 D penny? At first glance, it might just seem like a regular 2000 1-cent coin, but there's more to it than meets the eye. The D you see on the coin is a mint mark, something that tells us where the coin was produced. In this case, the D stands for the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's primary coin-producing facilities located in Colorado. The U.S. Mint has multiple facilities across the country, and each one uses its own unique mint mark to distinguish the coins they produce. In 2000, the Denver Mint struck a large number of pennies, and that's why the 2000 D penny is so common. In fact, the D mint mark is one of the most prevalent mint marks found on U.S. pennies from that year. But while this penny may seem ordinary at first, it's essential to understand its history, its role in the coinage system, and of course, how it stacks up in terms of value. The penny, or 1-cent coin, has a rich history that dates back to the earliest days of the United States. By the time we reached the year 2000, the penny had undergone several significant design changes. For much of the 20th century, the reverse side of the penny featured the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design was first introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 2000 D penny is part of the last few years to feature the Lincoln Memorial design. It was struck during the final years before the U.S. Mint introduced new reverse designs to commemorate Lincoln's bicentennial in 2009. So, when you hold the 2000 D penny, you're holding a piece of history, a coin that helped represent the ideals of freedom, unity, and democracy for over 4 decades. On the obverse side, the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln by Victor David Brenner remains unchanged, still celebrating the legacy of the 16th President of the United States. The composition and production of the 2000 D 1-cent coin, ***. Now let's talk about the composition of the 2000 D penny. By the year 2000, the penny had switched from the original copper-nickel alloy to a copper-plated zinc composition. The penny weighs 2.5 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. The change in material was a response to rising copper prices, making it more economical for the U.S. Mint to produce pennies using zinc at its core with a thin copper plating. This shift in material had significant implications for the cost of producing pennies. As the years passed, the price to make a penny slowly crept higher, and by the 2000s, it was no longer just a simple coin to produce. However, the 2000 penny still retained its classic appearance, and the decision to mint the penny from zinc was part of a broader strategy to ensure the coin remained affordable while still being used widely in everyday transactions. Now we come to the million-dollar question: what's the value of a 2000 penny today? In terms of face value, this penny is worth exactly 1 cent. After all, that's what it was made for, to serve as a small but vital part of the U.S. economy. But like all coins, the value of the 2000 penny can vary based on its condition and any unique characteristics it may have. Most 2000 pennies that circulate today are in circulated condition, meaning they've seen their fair share of time in wallets, piggy banks, or in circulation at stores. These coins typically hold no premium above their face value. Rare variations of the 2000 penny and their value, but hold on! The 2000 penny isn't just ordinary. Like many coins, some rare variations and errors can make the 2000 penny more valuable than you'd expect. One of the most well-known errors in the 2000 penny series is the wide AM error. In the 2000 penny, the letters A and M in America were supposed to be closer together. However, due to a minting error, some coins were struck with the letters spaced farther apart. This error, known as the wide AM, is a highly sought-after variety among collectors, and it can command a much higher price, sometimes hundreds of dollars, depending on its condition. Now, let's address a common question. What's the difference between the 2000 1-cent coin and the 2000 1-cent coin? The main difference is the mint mark. The 2000 penny could have been struck in either Philadelphia or Denver, and each mint has its own distinct mark. The 2000 penny with no mint mark was struck in Philadelphia, while the 2000 penny, as we've discussed, was minted in Denver. The mint mark D stands for the Denver Mint, and these coins make up a significant portion of the pennies produced in that year. The 2000 penny is far more common in circulation compared to the Philadelphia struck pennies from the same year. In terms of value, there's little difference between the two in general circulation. Both coins are widely available and are worth just 1 cent unless you find a rare error coin or one in pristine condition. But the key takeaway here is that the 2000 penny, while common, might hold more value for collectors, especially if it's one of the rare error varieties. But for now, pennies continue to hold a place in our pockets, and the 2000 penny remains a symbol of both past and present coinage. Whether you're collecting them for historical reasons, as a hobby, or simply because you have one lying around, it's clear that these small coins still have a big impact. So there you have it, the story of the 2000 1-cent coin. From its history and minting process to its value and the potential for rare errors, the 2000 penny is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of American history that could hold value in your collection, and maybe even a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching! If you've enjoyed learning about the 2000 penny, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more amazing coin stories. Until next time, keep collecting and keep exploring the fascinating world of numismatics. That's right, today we're focusing on the 2012 penny, a coin that was minted over a decade ago, but it still has plenty of significance in the world of coin collecting. So, whether you've got a pile of 2012 pennies sitting in your drawer, or you're just learning about the world of US coins, this video is going to give you all the details about this particular coin. From its history and design to its potential value and rarity, we'll cover it all. Let's get started. From 1959 to 2008, The reverse side of the penny displayed the Lincoln Memorial, and in 2009, a special series of reverse designs was released to commemorate Lincoln's 200th birthday. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial Series included 4 different reverse designs, which was a special and rare occurrence in U.S. coinage. Now, fast forward to 2012. By this time, the U.S. Mint had already introduced a new reverse design, the Union Shield, which would be featured on the penny starting in 2010. However, in 2012, the U.S. Mint continued to produce the penny with the classic Lincoln Memorial reverse design for a few more years before the shift to the Union Shield became permanent. This makes the 2012 penny part of the final years of the Lincoln Memorial series, which is especially important for collectors. Let's talk about the mintage of the 2012 D penny. The 2012 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and like many years, it had a high production number. In 2012, the U.S. Mint produced over 7 billion 1-cent coins, with the 2012 D making up a significant portion of that total. In fact, more than 4 billion 2012 D pennies were struck, making it one of the most widely circulated pennies of its time. This high mintage means that you can easily find 2012 D pennies in your everyday change. Despite being produced in such large quantities, these pennies are still valuable to collectors, especially when they're in excellent condition. But like any coin, the value of a 2012 D penny can vary greatly depending on its grade or condition. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 2012 D penny. As we mentioned, the obverse, or front, of the coin still features President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, in his iconic profile. This design was first introduced in 1909 and has remained unchanged for over a century. The reverse, however, still shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo, which has been in place since 1959. The Lincoln Memorial represents the enduring legacy of President Lincoln and his role in American history. You'll also see the inscription **** e pluribus unum *** above the memorial, which translates to out of many, one, and the phrase *** United States of America *** along the coin's edge. This design remained on the penny until the switch to the Union Shield reverse in 2010, making the 2012 D penny one of the last to feature the Lincoln Memorial design before the change. This fact alone makes the 2012 D penny an important piece for collectors, especially those looking to complete sets of coins with the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Now, let's talk about the value of the 2012 D penny in today's market. As we know, this coin is still in circulation, and most of the 2012 D pennies you'll find are worth just 1 cent. However, that doesn't mean all 2012 D pennies are worth the same. Like any coin, the condition of the penny is one of the biggest factors in determining its value. Coins that are in excellent condition, especially those that are uncirculated or mint state, can be worth more than their face value. For instance, a 2012 D penny that is graded MS65 or higher might be worth anywhere from $0.25 to $1, depending on the condition and the demand from collectors. So, if you happen to find a 2012 D penny in perfect condition, no visible wear, scratches, or discoloration, it might be worth keeping as part of your collection. In fact, high-quality examples of this coin can sometimes fetch a few dollars in the right market. Now, what makes the 2012 D penny even more exciting is the possibility of error coins and rare varieties. Some 2012 D pennies may have been minted with mistakes, and these can significantly increase their value. One of the most common errors to look out for is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during the minting process, causing part of the design to appear doubled. A double die 2012 D penny can be worth anywhere from $10 to $50 or more, depending on how dramatic the doubling is. Other errors to watch for include off-center strikes, where the coin is struck slightly out of alignment, causing part of the design to be missing or displaced. Die cracks and struck-through errors, where debris gets caught in the die and strikes the coin, can also be valuable to collectors. These errors are often harder to spot, but they can make a big difference in the value of your coin. If you happen to find a 2012 D penny with one of these errors, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. So, is the 2012 D penny worth holding onto? If you're a coin collector or just starting to build your collection, the 2012 D penny is definitely worth keeping an eye out for. While most of these coins will be worth only 1 cent, you might come across one that's in exceptional condition or has a rare minting error that could be worth far more. Whether you're looking to add to your collection or hoping to find that hidden treasure among your loose change, the 2012 D penny is a coin with potential. Its historical significance, the Lincoln Memorial design, and the possibility of errors make it a valuable piece for collectors. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 2012 D penny. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more coin content, and leave a comment down below if you've ever found a rare or valuable penny in your collection. We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy collecting, and remember to keep an eye on your change. Have you ever stopped to wonder about the penny? That tiny coin that seems so insignificant, you might find it tucked away in the bottom of your pocket or lying forgotten on the sidewalk. We all know it's worth just 1 cent, but is that all it is? What if I told you this small coin carries with it centuries of history, surprising value, and yes, can even be worth millions of dollars? In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1 cent coin. Its history, its place in our economy, and the rare pennies that can make you rich. Let's take a closer look. To understand the 1 cent coin, we need to travel back in time, way back to the very beginning of the United States, to a time when coins were first introduced. In 1792, the U.S. Mint was established, and in 1793, it produced the first official 1 cent coin. But these early pennies didn't look anything like the ones we use today. Behold the flowing hair cent, the very first 1 cent coin in U.S. history. Designed by Chief Engraver Robert Scott, this coin featured Lady Liberty with flowing hair, a symbol of freedom, independence, and a fresh start for the newly formed nation. On the reverse side, you see a simple wreath, representing the unity of the states. At the time, this coin was much larger than the pennies we know today, weighing in at 13.48 grams and measuring nearly 30 millimeters in diameter. But as time went on, the design and size of the penny evolved, just as the United States itself did. And it wasn't until 1909 that one of the most iconic designs in American history appeared, the Lincoln cent. 1909 was a monumental year. To mark the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln cent, designed by Victor David Brenner. For the first time, an actual person, President Abraham Lincoln, was featured on U.S. coinage. Lincoln's portrait graced the obverse, and the reverse featured the famous Lincoln Memorial, an image that would remain on the penny for nearly a century. While the reverse design of the Lincoln cent changed in 2009 to feature the Union Shield, symbolizing strength and unity, the obverse image of Lincoln remains largely unchanged to this day, still representing the values of liberty and leadership. But while its design is iconic, the penny has also been part of a growing debate. In recent years, many have asked whether the U.S. should continue producing the 1 cent coin. The penny's value has diminished over time, and in fact, it costs more to produce than it's worth. But that hasn't stopped it from being an enduring part of American currency. Here's the interesting thing: the penny was once worth a lot more than it is today. In 1793, the 1 cent coin had a buying power that far exceeded its value today. Back then, a penny could buy you a loaf of bread or a cup of coffee. But as inflation hit, the purchasing power of the penny decreased, and yet the coin remains in circulation. Today, while a penny might not even be able to buy a piece of gum, it still plays an important role in the economy. Even in our modern, digital age, it's still the smallest denomination in U.S. currency. But why does the U.S. continue to mint these tiny coins? Well, even though the cost of making pennies is higher than their face value, they're still used every day in millions of transactions, from vending machines to grocery stores. And even with the rise of digital payments, the penny remains a piece of history, a symbol of our nation's past. Here's where things get really interesting. While most of us use pennies every day without thinking about them, some 1-cent coins are incredibly rare and can be worth a lot of money, far more than their 1-cent face value. So, let's explore some of the rarest, most valuable pennies in history. Take, for example, the 1943 copper penny. During World War II, copper was in short supply, so the U.S. Mint switched to producing pennies made of steel. However, a small number of copper pennies were accidentally minted in 1943. Today, only about 20 of these copper pennies are known to exist, and they can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more. In 2019, one of these rare 1943 copper pennies sold for a record $1.7 million. Then there's the 1909 SVDB penny. This penny was minted in San Francisco, and it features the initials of its designer, Victor David Brenner, on the reverse side. After complaints from the public about the size of the initials, most of these pennies were recalled and melted down. Only about 484,000 of these coins were ever produced, and today, a 1909 SVDB penny in mint condition can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. Now, not every penny is going to make you rich, but some pennies in excellent condition are still worth much more than their face value. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they show little to no wear, are highly sought after by collectors. And even those pennies that are worn or common can have value if they come from a rare year or mint mark. So how do we determine what makes a penny valuable? Coin collectors use a system called coin grading, which rates the condition of a coin based on factors like wear, clarity, and surface imperfections. A coin in mint state, essentially as close to perfect as possible, is worth more than one that has been heavily worn. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with MS-70 being the highest grade possible. Coin shows are a great place to see rare pennies and learn more about the hobby of numismatics. Collecting coins can be a rewarding experience, both for historical reasons and for the potential value that rare coins can bring. For some collectors, it's not just about the money, it's about preserving a piece of history. So, next time you spot a penny lying on the street or buried at the bottom of your bag, don't just brush it off. It might not be worth much now, but who knows? You could be holding onto a small piece of history, one that could, in the right condition, be worth far more than just a penny. So, the 1-cent coin may not be the most glamorous or valuable coin in the world today, but it certainly holds a rich history. From its origins in 1793 to its continued presence in modern currency, the penny has served as a testament to the evolution of money and the nation itself. And while the penny may not buy you much now, the rarest examples can be worth a fortune. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the history of the 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed learning about the fascinating world of pennies, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with fellow coin enthusiasts. And leave a comment below. Do you have any rare pennies in your collection? We'd love to hear about your finds. That's right. The 2013 penny is often overlooked, but it holds an important place in the history of U.S. coinage. In this video, we're going to explore everything about the 2013 1-cent coin, from its design and mintage numbers to its current value, and what makes it special in the world of coin collecting. Whether you've got one of these coins in your pocket or you're just curious about the world of pennies, you won't want to miss this. Let's start by taking a quick look back at the history of the penny. The 1-cent coin, or penny, has been a part of U.S. currency since 1793. Over the years, the design of the penny has undergone several transformations, but one of the most significant changes came in 1909 when the U.S. Mint introduced the Lincoln cent. This penny featured the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, and it quickly became a symbol of American history. By 1959, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, a tribute to Lincoln's legacy. For decades, the penny maintained this design, with a few updates to the reverse over the years. The most notable update was in 2009 for the Lincoln Bicentennial Series, which honored Lincoln's 200th birthday with a set of 4 special reverse designs. After 2009, the U.S. Mint made a significant change to the penny. In 2010, the reverse design was changed to feature the Union Shield, symbolizing the strength and unity of the United States. This design remains in place today, and the 2013 penny was one of the many pennies produced with this reverse. So, while the 2013 penny is part of the Union Shield series, it's also the last penny in a series that has seen several different reverse designs, starting with the Lincoln Memorial and ending with the Union Shield. This makes the 2013 penny an important coin in the ongoing history of U.S. currency. Now, let's talk about the mintage of the 2013 penny. In 2013, the U.S. Mint produced a staggering over 7 billion 1-cent coins, with the 2013 penny being one of the most common coins in circulation at the time. Most of these pennies were produced at 2 mints, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. While the production at the Philadelphia Mint resulted in pennies marked with a P, the Denver Mint produced coins marked with a D. Both versions are common and easy to find today, but the mintage numbers vary slightly between the two facilities. Despite the high production numbers, the 2013 penny is still a significant coin for collectors because it marks a key moment in U.S. coinage history, the transition from the Lincoln Memorial to the Union Shield. If you come across a 2013 penny in your daily change, it's not just a coin to spend, but one that has a rich history that may interest collectors. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 2013 penny. On the obverse, the front of the coin, we see the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it's been in circulation since 1909. On the reverse side of the coin, we see the Union Shield, which was first introduced in 2010. The Union Shield represents the strength and unity of the United States and features the inscription **** e pluribus unum ***, meaning out of many, one. This design was a departure from the Lincoln Memorial reverse and continues to be the standard reverse for the penny today. The Union Shield reverse features a shield divided into 2 halves, one symbolizing the states and the other symbolizing the federal government, with the phrase *** United States of America *** running along the top. The design is both simple and powerful, reflecting the nation's strength and unity. Now, let's talk about the value of the 2013 penny. Since this coin is still in circulation, most of them are worth exactly 1 cent. However, there are still some factors that can influence the value of a 2013 penny, especially for collectors. Most 2013 pennies in circulation today are not worth more than their face value unless they are in mint state or uncirculated condition. If you come across a 2013 penny that is flawless, with no visible wear, scratches, or discoloration, it may be worth a little more than a cent to collectors. Typically, a high-grade 2013 penny could be worth around $0.25 to $1 depending on its condition. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is discovering error coins, and yes, even the 2013 penny has its share of rare varieties and minting errors that could make it worth much more than just 1 cent. One of the most common errors to look for on the 2013 penny is a double die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. For example, a double die error on the date or lettering can significantly increase the value of the penny. If you find a 2013 penny with this type of error, it could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50 or more, depending on the severity of the error. Another error that's worth looking out for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, and part of the design is missing or displaced. These coins are rare, and a 2013 off-center penny can fetch a significant premium depending on how far off-center the strike is. Additionally, other types of errors like die cracks, struck-through errors, and rim errors can also make your 2013 penny worth more than its face value. So, should you start collecting the 2013 penny? If you're interested in building a collection or just want to explore the world of US coins, the 2013 penny is definitely worth keeping an eye out for. While the majority of these pennies will only be worth 1 cent, there's always the possibility of finding one in great condition or with a rare minting error, which could be worth significantly more. Whether you're looking for that hidden gem or just interested in the fascinating history of US coinage, the 2013 penny is a great addition to any collection. It represents the final years of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design and the first few years of the Union Shield reverse, making it an important coin in the ongoing history of US currency.